Have you ever had that feeling, that nagging sense that you're not quite good enough, even when on paper everything looks perfect? It's confusing, right? And super frustrating. Well, it turns out it's also incredibly common. Let's get into this one because there's some really fascinating science that explains exactly what's going on and, more importantly, how to fix it. I'm Kevin, by the way, your host here at Think Well, Live Well, and I lead our team of mentors, both human and AI, to share small mindset shifts that can make a big difference for us all. Discussing self-worth today really resonates with me as I struggled with it for years. So let's dive in. Can I start with a question for you? On a scale from 0 to 10, where would you rate your self-worth? Go on, pick a number. It feels like a pretty straightforward question, but as you're about to find out, our entire understanding of this scale might be completely backwards. And this is where we hit the central paradox of this whole thing. It is absolutely possible to be the most confident person in the room. A total high achiever, crushing goals, getting promotions, and still deep down inside feel completely worthless. How do I know this? Well, I've been through it and definitely had that feeling, but there is a whole load more to it. So how is that even possible? Well, it's because confidence and self-worth are not the same thing. Not even close. Getting this difference is the key to everything. See, confidence is external. It's all based on your performance, your skills, what you do, and that makes it really fragile. A failed project, a bad review, a lost job, and poof, it can shatter. Self-worth, on the other hand, that's internal. It's based on who you are. It's your built-in value as a person, and nothing on the outside can touch it. It doesn't change. It simply is. So this is where so many of us get completely stuck. When we mistake one for the other, when we think confidence is self-worth. We fall into a trap. We start chasing all this external validation from people, trying to fix a problem that's actually on the inside. And this quote from Speaker Kim ought to just nail it. Trying to fill a lack of self-worth with achievements is like pouring water into a bucket with a giant hole at the bottom. That hole, that's the core belief. I'm not enough. And you can pour all the success in the world into that bucket, but it's never ever going to be full. Okay, so we get the feeling. But what is actually happening inside our brains that keeps us locked in this cycle of chasing and never ever feeling satisfied? This is where the neuroscience gets really, really cool. A lot of us get caught in what you could call the not enough loop. It kicks off with that empty, hollow feeling. So what do? We chase a goal thinking, okay, this promotion, this accomplishment, this will be the thing that finally makes me feel worthy. And maybe we achieve it. And for a second, we get this little high, this temporary hit, but then just as fast, it fades. And we're right back where we started, feeling that void all over again. And here's the science behind why that happens. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman explains that the hit we're feeling is from a neurochemical called dopamine. But, and this is a huge but, dopamine isn't really about the reward itself. It's the molecule of pursuit. It's released to motivate us while we're on the way, driving us to get more. That's exactly why the satisfaction from finally getting the thing is so incredibly short-lived. Our brain was designed to enjoy the chase, not the catch. So, if chasing external goals is a trap, how in the world do we get out? Well, the first step is to stop looking outside and start working on the inside. We have to literally rewire our internal programming and change the story we tell ourselves. And lifestyle creator Lavender has this fantastic, super practical guide. First thing to remember, a belief is just an opinion you've repeated a lot. It's not a fact. So start by just becoming aware of your negative self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm such a failure, you have to consciously replace it with something like, I am learning and I am growing. Then you repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And yeah, it's going to feel totally fake and awkward at first. That's normal. The key is to just push through that feeling. Repetition is how you carve new pathways in your brain. And this idea links right back to our brain chemistry. Andrew Huberman points out that the most successful and consistent people have learned this amazing trick. They don't wait for the wind to feel good. They figured out how to get that dopamine release from the effort itself. They literally get their hit from the struggle, from the process of just trying to get better. So this becomes your mantra when you're in the middle of a really tough workout at the gym or a difficult project at work. Instead of thinking, I just want this to be over, you tell yourself, this struggle right here, this is the good part. This is where I'm getting stronger. What you're doing is you're subjectively rewarding the effort. Basically hijacking your brain's dopamine system for your own benefit. It's brilliant. Now, rewiring your thoughts is incredibly powerful, but let's be real. Sometimes our anxiety feels so physical that we can't just think our way out of it. So let's look at a tool that uses your body to instantly change your mind. Just like Huberman says, when you're in a state of high stress, telling yourself to calm down is pretty much useless, right? Your whole nervous system is in on the act. Your heart is racing, your vision narrows, your whole body is screaming panic. To get control, you need a physical lever. You need to do something with your body. And this is that lever. It's called the physiological sigh. And it is the fastest known way to calm down your autonomic nervous system. It's so simple. It's 2 sharp inhales through the nose, back to back, like this, followed by 1 long, slow exhale through the mouth. That double inhale pops open the tiny little air sacs in your lungs. And then the long exhale gets rid of the maximum amount of carbon dioxide, which sends a signal directly to your brainstem to slam the brakes on stress. So we have tools for our thoughts and tools for our body. But the final and honestly most profound shift is in our core perspective. It's about moving away from a life where you're constantly proving your worth to a state where you are simply knowing it. So let's think back to our friend, the dopamine system. It's our engine. It's what drives us. It's always focused outward on what we don't have yet. Its constant mantra is, I need to achieve more to be okay. And you can see how that's just an endless treadmill. But then there's this other system in our brains, the serotonin system. This is the neurochemistry of contentment, of peace. It's about feeling present and satisfied with what we have, of right here, right now. Its mantra is simple. I am enough. I have enough. Ultimately, this is the feeling we were chasing all along. And this brings us all the way back to that first question I asked you, that scale from 0 to 10. It was a trick question. Actually, your worth isn't a variable you can rate. You can't be 50% worthy. If you exist, you are 100% worthy. The problem isn't that our worth is low. It's that we've been blinded from seeing the 100% that's already there. And this analogy, just perfect, illustrates what that deep knowing feels like. Imagine someone runs up to you and shouts, "Hey, I hate your green hair." You wouldn't be offended, would you? You'd probably just be confused because you know with absolute certainty that your hair isn't green. That's what true self-worth is. It's a knowing so deep and so fundamental that failure or criticism, it just doesn't compute. It can't touch you. So I'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. We spend so much of our lives trying to build and earn and prove our worth. But what if that whole approach is just wrong? What if your worth isn't something you have to construct piece by painful piece, but something that's already whole, already perfect, just waiting for you to realize it's been there all along? So, have you enjoyed this? If you got something out of it, please share and consider subscribing for more of our mindset tips. And let's think well, live well together. See you soon.